Hello and welcome to the World We Live In podcast. I'm your host, Eric Patterson. Alongside me is my sister, Erin. Join us as we explore the amazing, mysterious aspects of our planet's cultures, history, and future trends. How's it going?
What's up? I'm so happy we're back.
We are back. We have a new setup in the studio, courtesy of Sandman over at Parareality Radio. We weren't in need of a new mic setup, but this is a lot better than what we have. Yeah, this is good. So I don't know if there's going to be any technical difficulties. There might be. So just bear with us. I know we have so many listeners that are concerned about our sound quality.
Upset.
Yeah, they're going to be so upset. But if you're listening, thanks for being here. And Erin, what you been up to?
I started a new job, so I've been up to that. As you know, that's basically all I've been up to.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It has.
What else? Just, doing the normal Nashville thing.
Yep, it's summertime here in Nashville. We were out on the lake the other week.
Yep, he was there.
That was fun. I got super sunburnt.
Yeah, there were a lot of guys on that boat that should not have been on that boat. And it was for the only reason that they just simply don't tan. So...
Okay, well, yes, that is a fact. That is a fact, but that boat was ratchet.
It was ratchet.
Like, I honestly did not know if we were going to make it back. I was very concerned.
And the thing is that, like, the majority of the boats were just as ratchet that were out there.
Oh, entirely, yeah. I mean, there were tons of pontoon boats that probably needed an inspection of some sort. And it was a bit sketchy, but we had a great time.
We did. And we do believe there was some bad food on the boat.
There was something,
Talking to
something
the group
happened.
as a whole, we believe that's
really?
what happened. Yeah, because, I never throw up. And I wasn't even, honestly, that drunk at all. And it was like, it lasted for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, when I got back and that was it, and then I felt better, but I just didn't feel good. Like, it wasn't a drunk throw up feeling.
No, it was my stomach is upset.
Yeah, and then later on, like, same thing happened to you.
Same thing happened
to
me,
I'm like, that is not normal.
No, the grill, the whole setup was just not great.
Oh man, I wish you all could see it.
The grill was somehow anchored on to the front, not the back, the front of this pontoon. So as we're driving across the water, or boating, whatever you call it, across the water,
the grill's just out there.
This grill is just taking on the wind, just getting smacked by the wind. And it has a propane tank on the front. Not a great setup. And then the toilet on that thing was it was worse than an airplane toilet. It was so messed up.
And like everyone obviously was peeing consistently.
Yeah.
Unless you just went in the lake, but I was like,
I mean, I didn't. I would if there was no bathroom, but
same.
Yeah, it was it was a rough one.
Yeah. we got back.
We did.
And we were like, never again.
Never again.
But we will do it again.
We will definitely do it again. I would like a better boat, but we will definitely do it again. Lakes are great. Especially in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've been driving a lot lately, mainly over here where we live. It is not very well lit at night. And it's pretty dark. So as I was like, what should we do this week? I just thought of like haunted cars or like weird stories while driving, which are very, very common, especially for like long haul truckers that drive at night and like people who are on the road at night. Obviously, they're going to see weird shit.
I was just talking to someone about this, that I was driving on 40 and I saw a hitchhiker. I have not seen a hitchhiker anywhere around Nashville or out like in a long time.
Yeah.
And he it was just classic hitchhiker. And I was like, who is going to pick that person up these days? Like it would have to be a long haul trucker or somebody.
Yeah. I mean, but, not any normal person.
No, not at all. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
But they are scary. I see a lot of creatures out here.
Yeah. There's Well, even my girlfriend, who I won't mention her name, but obviously Erin knows who she is. My girlfriend had to commute about an hour for a show she was doing, and she would get back late at night, and sometimes she was like super tired, and she even said like she would like think she saw like random animals like as she was driving, just because. Even if they're not actually there and she's not hallucinating, the darkness has a way of playing with your senses.
It really does.
And I think that probably is a large portion of what people see, but there's also other shit out there that we don't know about, in my opinion, that
I agree.
That people see.
Definitely.
So,
and we're going to talk about it.
We will. So I think we're just going to dive in. I want to go through this this article from thoughtcatalog.com, and then we can just get into some other stuff. I know there's a Mysterious Universe article here that has some good shit in it. So this first one is, like I said, some of that other weird shit that's out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes humanity is the scariest shit, actually.
Yep.
So this woman says, I had pulled over one night to fuss at my 2 young children. A car pulled up beside me and told me that there had been a wreck over the next hill and traffic was stopped. They suggested that I take a side road that detours the wreck. I thanked them and they left. I decided not to take that road because I'm from the country and didn't want to get lost. As I drove by the detour, quote-unquote, road, I looked over and saw the couple had stopped and gotten out of their car. There was nothing but woods all around. It was just dark, and that's all I could see. The next morning, as I drove by the same road, I saw the dead-end sign just past where the couple had got out of their car. Still gives me chills when I drive past it now, and it's been 15 years since it happened. So, I mean, that's an ambush, is what it is. No, don't make any second thoughts about it. Yeah, that creepy couple was probably
they're gonna kill him or something.
I don't know, kill her and take her children. I mean, whatever you want to think.
One of those weird like stories you hear about couples who can't have kids, so they kidnap other people's kids.
Yeah. Yes, this is true. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking any detours.
No. Mm-mm. Okay. So this next one is called. Well, I'll just go into it. It's they title these stories, but like I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
So this one says, I was once driving from my ex-boyfriend's house at around 3 a.m. As I was going down the street, I saw what looked like a huge black cat, something the size of a small horse. That is a big cat.
That is a big cat.
Yep. I think that's called a panther. As I looked at it, it turned towards me and it had a human face. I freaked out and almost ran off the road. When I looked back, it was gone.
So I certainly would have ran off the road because I run off the road when like a fly gets in my car. So like
this is true.
If I would have seen that, I would have crashed the car for sure.
So yeah, strange. Would love to know where geographically this took place. Probably give us a little more hints as to what it could have been. Could have definitely been just a large black cat, because there are black cats that live, out in the woods, or wherever. But there also are these weird stories of these weird creatures that have some sort of animal face, or I'm sorry, human face, but look like an animal.
Okay.
Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there are stories of weird cryptids that have human faces. So I don't know.
Dang.
Yeah. You want to take this next one?
Yes, I like this one. Okay. My daughter and I were driving from Wichita Falls, Texas to Oklahoma City on I-44 to catch our plane home to PA. It was 4:05 a.m., and he says, I remember this because I was afraid we would miss our flight. And the highway was empty. We were almost out of Lawton city limits when we saw an older model car, light blue or silver, launch over an embankment, rolled 3 or 4 times, end over end. I could actually see a human fly through the air. I pulled over and called 911 and gave them the GPS coordinates of the overpass. I asked the dispatch if I should back down the highway, and she told me not to because there was an officer less than 2 minutes away. 20 minutes later, I get a call from the police asking exactly where I was. I repeated the info. The officer said that he was sitting at that location and there was nothing there. Not a skid mark, broken glass, or flattened grass. Nothing at all. When I got home, I Googled it, and this is what I found. Exactly 10 years prior, a group of teenagers were speeding down a suburban road when they lost control, flipped over a guardrail, and rolled down the embankment. All 6 kids were killed. They were driving an 1986 Oldsmobile, the time of the accident, 4:05 a.m.
Nice.
We love these.
Nice. These are good ones. Little time slip. Time slip. I guess, yeah, that's really all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Or, I guess it kind of is a ghost.
True.
In a sense. So it could be like a stone tape theory, I believe, where like it's like the ghosts are just like replaying what their actual life was like.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, this one's not scary to me. Mm-mm. It's more of just like an oh shit moment.
Right.
Like you think you saw a crash. I mean, you did see a crash, but it's like didn't take place
in that present time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so creepy.
Which is wild.
Yeah, not scary, but just wow.
Just crazy.
Oh. Okay, this next one, I have a side note after I read it, but driving home from work one night, exhausted after working a double shift, I was on the freeway and fell asleep behind the wheel. I heard a woman's voice, very gentle whisper in my ear, "Wake up." Just loud enough to wake me up but not startle me awake. Woke up just in time to avoid colliding with a bunch of road construction barrels. That was like 20 years ago, and I never forgot that voice.
Yeah, that one gave me chills, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
That one gave me chills.
So sort of like on this, but not really, because I don't think she was being woken up from being dead yet, but someone was like saving her from dying, I guess. But you were here when I was watching that show about surviving death.
Yeah.
But it just reminds me because they, like, a lot of the times people will describe, like, the minute after they are technically dead, they, like, hear someone being like, "Come back," or wake up, and they're like, "Okay, I'm back." So that just reminded me, but so creepy.
It's also weird because, like, all the people that have fallen asleep at the wheel and not survived,
I know,
like, have died. Is that, like, is there some meaning to it? Like, were they supposed to crash like that? The people that died, and this woman, like, wasn't supposed to? Or was it just that someone was, some spirit was watching over her and not other people? It's crazy. It makes you think, like, is there a reason for things happening? Which I don't want to say that to take away of the tragedy, but, like, I don't know. I have no answer, but it's a weird idea to think about.
Some things make you really be like, there must be.
Yeah.
Because, for sure.
Cool. Let's get another hitchhiker story in here.
Yes. Let's go.
This says, hated driving by a graveyard at night on my way home because a male ghost would hop in and sit in the back seat behind me. He looked solid, too. I could see him in the rearview mirror. Never told anyone until my nephew told me he hated driving past, quote-unquote, that graveyard because the ghost of a man would hop in his car for a ride. He would tell him, "If you ain't Jesus, get the hell out of my car."
I'm using that for the rest of my life.
Could you imagine just being a Lyft or Uber driver and every time someone gets in your car and go, "If you ain't Jesus, get the hell out of my car." Oh, man. I love that so much.
I'm so going to use that.
We need a shirt.
We do.
Just says, "If you ain't Jesus, get the hell out of my car."
And for some reason, I'm the person who's always driving everyone, even though I'm probably the worst driver.
Yeah.
So I need that for sure. Or like a bumper sticker.
A bumper sticker would be great. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do this Mothman one just because we were talking about Mothman with Sandman the other week.
Yeah, you love Mothman.
I do love Mothman. Also, Mothman is back. If you want more info, go listen to Parareality Radio, the episode with me and Aaron. So this says, I drive a delivery route at night in a 30-foot box truck through different towns about 30 miles east of Cleveland. The area is naturally creepy. 2-lane asphalt cut through the forest for miles until you get to the next town. Always foggy as hell. Anyway, one night I'm driving down 322 West towards Chesterland, Ohio, when I see this huge figure flying right at me in the moonlight. It was huge. I realized I was about to hit it windshield level and duck down below the dash, and right as I did, I hear a loud thud at the front of the box right above the cab of the Freightliner I'm driving. I hit the brakes and come to a stop and think for a few seconds before I step out if I should actually get out. But I do it anyway because I had to see what it was. So I get out and walk around to the back of the truck, and I see it laying there at the side of the road about 50 yards away. I swear the thing was man-sized, but I figured maybe it was a huge hawk or maybe even an eagle that I had killed. So I start walking up to it thinking it had to be dead. Nope. All of a sudden, the thing rolls over, stands up on 2 legs, jumps, and flies off. It took a hit at probably 45 miles per hour straight to an aluminum box, and it lived. When it stood up, I swear it was man-shaped and at least 5'8". Definitely no bird. I don't know what it was. When it flew off, I got scared and ran back to the truck and continued the 4 to 5 miles into Chesterland. I stop at the gas station and get out, look up at the front of the box, and there are wing prints 6 feet across in the dirt/grime. And not like the feathery bird shaped, bat shaped. It could be bat squatch.
Oh my gosh.
If I could describe the looks of it, the closest thing I can come up with is it looked like the monster from Jeepers Creepers or maybe the Mothman. I'm not making any of this up. It still freaks me out every time I go down that road. True story. So yeah, I mean, this is generally the area where a lot of, I mean, Point Pleasant is in West Virginia, just over the Ohio border, just so it's south of probably where he's talking about. I don't know how many miles, maybe a couple hundred. So he doesn't say what year it was, but who knows? I mean, the weird part for me is why was this thing flying so low to the ground? That's the weird part to me. Like, surely it knows that they're caught that.
Yeah, and like purposely like flew into this truck.
Yeah, I mean, you would think if it's flying at night, it could see at night.
Right.
Right? And I don't know why it would come so close to the ground.
I know.
That's strange.
Maybe he's like, well, I won't die regardless, so.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe he's just curious. Or maybe he doesn't know he knows he's not going to die, so he purposely runs into the truck just to freak out the driver and then like flex on the guy
and then just walk away.
Yeah, just shoot straight up and then fly away. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know. Weird one.
I would like to believe it's Bat Squatch.
I mean, I believe there's something's happening. Like there was Mothman, something is going on because he was at, like, this sounds like a joke, but there are reports at O'Hare Airport in Chicago, like probably second or third busiest airport in the U.S.
Yep. And
they have seen a flying creature at O'Hare Airport. So
it's real.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. I don't care if it's like a giant bird or some sort of giant bat. Like,
right.
It's like
whatever.
Whatever it is, it's weird. It's weird nonetheless. So,
yep.
Okay. I'm going to do this short one, and then maybe you can hop on one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal.
So this one says, The People in the Woods. I was driving very slow down a supposedly haunted road where you're supposed to turn your lights on and off under the bridge, and you may see a girl hanging that hung herself there. When I went to do this, a bunch of random people came out of the woods and started banging on my car.
Okay.
That's all we get. That's all we get. I'm sorry.
When I went to do this, a bunch of... Okay. I mean... We love a cliffhanger.
They love a cliffhanger. Yeah, I don't really care to speculate about that one. That's just,
we live in a world of cliffhangers over here at the world we live in.
That just is what it is. Man.
Wow. Well, what other one?
Ooh, fog might be good.
Yeah.
Or werewolf.
I was thinking fog.
Okay.
So I was driving home from work about 2 a.m. It was a beautiful night, so I decided to take a route home that was more in the country instead of through town. First mistake, sir or ma'am. I had to cross an old bridge that had been there probably 80 to 100 years. There's no houses or lights except my headlights. Just as my front tires hit the bridge, a red fog rolls in across it. The hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I got across that bridge as fast as possible. After I got across, I look in my mirror, and the fog is gone, but it looked like someone was standing in the middle of the bridge. I mentioned it to my parents the next morning, and my dad said he had always heard stories about that bridge, and supposedly a young lady hung herself from it.
Sounds strikingly similar to our last one.
And we did not plan that.
We did not. Not at all.
But we are so good that it just happened.
Good.
Wow. Have you heard of red fog?
I have not. No. On my way back from the soccer fields I coach at, there is a turn. It's like a turn, kind of a blind turn, and there's a tree right on like the elbow of the turn. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. And there is like a memorial to someone who crashed there. Mm-hmm. And when I'm driving through at night, like, it's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can see how this person, I guess, I mean, I would assume, like, just lost control and ran straight into the tree.
Right.
Because if you were to, like, if you were to go straight, you'd run right into the tree.
Gotcha. If you didn't turn.
Yeah, if you don't make the turn, you're hitting that tree. Mm-hmm. It's tough. Driving is dangerous.
It's so scary.
Like, we do it on a daily basis, but driving is a very dangerous activity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Eric and I and some other people we are acquainted with were at a bar last night. But as I was, like, leaving, there was a car, and it's like where you park on the side of the road, but, like, in a parking spot. It's not, like, parallel. So it's, like, kind of dangerous to back out, you know? But there was a car that was literally going like 80 miles per hour. And it was like midnight. And I'm just like, people are crazy out here. And nonetheless, the weird things that happen, like, that you have no control over, like, slow down.
Seriously.
It was scary. And like, it's so, like, again, so dark out there. So it's just like, it's not really in the city. So
yeah.
Yeah, but scary.
Okay, well, let's hop over to this Mysterious Universe article.
Let's do it.
So, just some more stories here. This says, one night a friend of mine needed to go somewhere, so I allowed him to take my car. When he returned, he was very pale and asked me why I didn't inform him my car was haunted before he left in it. I explained to him what I've just said here. He said that something very bad happened to someone in that car and felt like maybe someone had killed someone and transported them in it. I have no real evidence that anything happened in the car, but the fact that I felt that I wasn't alone when so many times I was in it.
Well, don't love that.
Don't love that. I mean, yeah, that's very strange. That feeling is very weird when you're like, or when someone's like, when you think someone's standing behind you and then you turn around and there's like someone there.
Yeah.
Like they like snuck up on you.
Yeah. But like somehow you like have an inkling.
Yeah.
That something's like. Like the sense we don't know.
Yeah, which is weird, right? Because our five senses, right? Touch, sight, taste, smell,
Hearing.
and hearing, right? Those are our senses. But if you like if something didn't trigger those, yet you still see, or just yet you still feel,
Like, what is that?
quote unquote, feel someone behind you. Yeah, what is that?
Yep.
It's like a sixth sense.
It
Almost.
is. It's like,
yeah.
I feel like it's something that we had to have had to survive in the past.
Yeah, for
like a
sure.
sense it's not like tangible or
Yep.
just something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, very strange. Okay, this next one. Actually, Erin, you go.
I don't think you sent me the link.
Oh, to mysterious. Go to your email. Go to your email. They were jumbled together.
Oh,
yeah, it was like I didn't space the.
That looked like one big link. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here I'm here, guys.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the gray box or the blue-green box?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. My friend owned a Jeep Cherokee, that part?
You got
Got it. Okay. That's sort of a different story. He allowed me to drive it to visit a friend of mine after he first got it. My friend wasn't home, so I was going to write her a note. I had pen and a paper and desperately tried to write her a note and couldn't. My hands would violently shake when I tried to write. I told my friend, and when I said I was going to write her a note, he interrupted and said, "You couldn't write it, could you? You couldn't do it." I asked him how he knew, and he told me he had the same thing happen to him. He said he'd been to Walmart that week before in the neighboring town to where I live, and a lady approached him and wanted to see his vehicle. He allowed her to check it out, and she told him her husband had committed suicide in it. He'd written an extensive note. The Jeep seemed to drive itself quite a bit, and it's hard to explain. As I said, that's more of an explanation as to why the Jeep was haunted than the one I had that time. My friend didn't keep the Jeep very long after that, though.
Probably a good call.
Good move.
I was not sure where that one was headed at the beginning.
Me neither, but I didn't expect that he couldn't write.
Yeah.
Like, that's not where I thought it was going at all.
I know. Wow.
I feel like, though, that's, like, crazy because I've heard stories of people, like, writing but not trying. Like, something takes over their hand. I feel like we talked about this.
Automatic writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, like, was the opposite. That's weird.
Yeah, it was like it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
He was just like stuck to the car, like as a spirit.
Mm-hmm. And then the lady was at Walmart.
Yeah,
I mean, sounds about right.
I know that's a weird coincidence. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very weird. Like she was, yeah. There was something else, like putting her at Walmart.
Something else driving.
To see that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember one day my dad, sister, and I were driving to the library. I saw an old man get on the road as we were passing. My eyes widened and my heart came to a halt when I realized my father was not stopping the car. I nearly shouted, full expecting to hear a thud at any moment. Nothing happened. I looked back, but there was no one on the street. "Didn't you see that guy?" I asked my father and sister. Neither of them had a clue what I was talking about. Ghost pedestrian? Who the fuck knows? I mean, technically, yeah.
Nobody, yeah.
Yeah. What really spooks me is what I've been seeing in the car since then. Back in our old house, the kitchen overlooked the living room with large bay windows pointed straight at the driveway. Every now and then, I'd turn around and see someone's figure in the driver's seat. I'm not talking about a creepy shadow in the night either. I mean, I was doing the dishes after making lunch, and there'd be a silhouette in there. It didn't disappear when I blinked. I'd usually get distracted for a moment and look again, only to find the car was empty. This happened all the time, at least twice a month. One night, I was driving back home, and I looked in the rearview mirror. in those horror movies when you see a figure in the mirror, holy shit, it happened. I very, very clearly saw a man sitting in the back seat. I turned my head, but of course there was nothing there. I recently moved and the car cannot be seen from any of my windows. I see the car when I get out of the bus and when I take out the trash. When I do, oftentimes, I'll see a figure in there. Heck, just last week, I went to the grocery store, and on my way back to the car, I got this weird feeling. I looked up, and there was someone in the driver's seat. It doesn't matter what angle the car is in either. I've seen the silhouette straight on, from the back, and from the side. So what do you think? Can cars become haunted? Is my car haunted? How the heck does a car even get haunted?
He just wants answers. I mean,
those are all valid questions.
I love that he's so unbothered that he proceeds to just drive the car still.
Yeah, I know, right? It's interesting you say he, because I was trying to read that as like a girl.
I always just assume it's so bad.
Really?
But I'm like, oh, must be a guy.
I know. We have no like reference that we just put a gender to it.
Because you're reading it,
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, it's a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It probably is a girl though.
I am, maybe. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I guess similar to that previous story, they're just attached to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love some more like complex explanation, but
yeah.
I mean,
well, and are we saying this ghost or whatever got attached to the car when the car drove like through him?
That's my impression, correct.
Like he was just out and about as a ghost and then the car hit him.
Yeah, it's like
quotes.
it was like it was wandering,
Yeah,
and
okay.
the ghost needed a place
to be attached.
something to attach to, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
You want me to do this next one?
Yeah.
Okay. I went to pick up my friend from his house and we drove into the Canberra City Center. We were listening to 87.6 FM, a techno radio station, pretty loudly. We started talking about the blood stains, blood in quotes, and very shortly after, while driving, my steering wheel started to shake. I let go of the wheel, and me and my friend were watching in quote, amazement at the event occurring. After about 10 seconds of that, my car, in quotes, decided it would try to ram the car next to me. Oh. At this point, I grabbed the wheel to stop the oncoming collision, and immediately after, the radio cut out, with the sound of when an older TV cannot find a channel. White noise, I believe it's called. Then, after about 3 seconds of white noise, the radio changed to 66.6 AM. It may sound coincidental, but in my own opinion of the experience, it was not. Changing to AM radio is not just a simple change of the signal, you actually have to press a button for it. Me and my mother later found out, when trying to get the car registered in Canberra, that it was involved in a crash and written off. I know God was watching over me at this time, so I changed my bad ways. And/or he was just protecting me from the bad spirit in the car, because after this experience, the car did not pass inspection. As it was rusted, we checked the car, engine, etc. before buying it, and there was no signs of rust. It did not pass inspection, so we sold it back to the dealers in Sydney for a loss of $500.
Well, RIP your investment.
Right. I mean, fuck cars, honestly.
I mean, yeah, cars. If we didn't need cars, no one would drive them because they depreciate right off the lot.
They're such a burden.
A horrible investment, but if you live in a city, like, you need a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, well, I shouldn't say if you live in a city. Yeah, some cities. Most cities. Besides New York.
Our city.
Yeah. And some of the larger metro areas. Yeah, that's weird. The 66.6 AM. That's a creepy one for me.
It is creepy.
I would not want anything randomly changing in my car.
No.
The car I currently have, which I've had since junior year of high school, that's
about 10 years.
Yeah, I know, 10 years. It had this thing it was doing where the date just randomly switched.
His car was haunted.
it just randomly switched back, and I just left it because I mean, you know me, I don't really care about like minor shit like that. Because like I know the date, you know, I don't even know why it's in our cars. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I don't think mine has that.
Really?
Yeah.
And then there was one other. I mean, obviously these are just technical issues, but it's a weird thing cars do. The other one was it. Oh, it would kick off my iPhone would be plugged in, and it would randomly just kick it out. Like, it would go kick it off to like FM or AM or something like that. Like, I wouldn't even touch it. But the iPod would still be connected. It's not like it disconnected. It would just switch to radio station. I don't know.
Did you buy the car new?
Brought off the lot. Okay, what do you think? Couple more?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I found it to be really odd because you would... Oh, I don't know if that might not be the best one.
Never mind.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna switch topics here.
Are we doing the?
Yeah, we're gonna do the top five, and then we'll end with the top five. So we can just switch off. Okay, cool. So, top five haunted cars, I guess, is what we're gonna title this.
Y'all.
Yeah. These are good, short and sweet. So buckle up. Golden Eagle, great name. Golden Eagle is a Dodge 330 limited edition from 1964, which was first used by the police in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. I bet that's a pretty spot. According to the story, 3 different police officers used the car, and all of them died under mysterious circumstances. Allegedly, Golden Eagle is currently owned by a woman called Wendy Allen, who claims that the car nearly killed between 14 to 30 people. Sounds like a serial killer car. According to Allen's story, the car was stolen and dismantled in 2010 by a church group, which claimed the car was possessed by a demon.
That church group said, hell no.
So by church group, she means a cult.
Yep.
Church group is the PC way to call something a cult.
God.
I'm going to my church group, honey. We're going out in the woods.
You know the people that have said, I'm going to my church group. You can picture them.
We're going for a nature walk with my church group.
Not the church group that like goes to get coffee. Like, this is the church group that goes on hikes.
This is the nature church group. Yeah. Big nature guys. Yeah.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. I actually think I just somehow skipped over this one I'm about to read, but okay. It's the fourth one.
Yep.
Black Volga. Okay. Life in the 60s and 70s was harsh for people living in the USSR, and to make things worse, a legend of a haunted car was spreading around Russia, Ukraine, and other countries. The Black Volga was allegedly a car that was used to kidnap victims. According to the story, this expensive limousine abducted many adults and children, but the driver was never seen. People claim that it was driven by Satanists, vampires, or even the devil himself was in the driver's seat. According to the legend, people were abducted for their blood, and anyone who saw or got near the car would meet their doom.
Damn. What do you think the devil's driver's license looks like?
Oh, wow. Well, definitely got to have 666 on there.
Oh, yeah. Birth date.
66.
Yeah. Birthday June 66.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect, too.
I know, right?
But, like, the picture has got to be something else. Like, he went into the DMV.
Yeah.
It was like...
Well, he probably broke the camera because, you know, he's the devil, right? So he had to, like...
Yeah.
He had to, like, lead him on and, like, be a bit creepy. But, like, after he broke it the first time, he was good. Like, he broke the camera, then they got a replacement, and then they took that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm thinking like matte black hair.
but I'm thinking like his eyes are kind of red,
Okay. Yeah, like he has colored contacts in or something. Yeah.
but like not at all. They're very real.
Yeah.
Yeah, matte black hair, really pale.
Super pale.
Pale AF.
Yeah. He's not going out on the lake on Saturday.
No. He would never ride on a ratchet of a pontoon as we did.
Well, I mean, he would survive, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But like, what do you think? Like 6'4"?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not too tall.
Nah.
But like tall enough to like.
Be like, you
tall
notice
enough to
him.
like steal your girl.
Yeah. And like he looks fine from the back when you get in the car, but then once he turns around, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yep.
Has like a very soothing voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, would be a great ASMR speaker.
I think I've heard him on Snapchat.
Yeah. He tells me the bedtime stories on the Sleepy Time podcast or whatever.
Yep. That's actually the devil.
Yeah.
Surprise. Okay. You're up.
Cool. Okay. So, as one of the most notorious criminals in U.S. history, Bonnie and Clyde robbed around a dozen banks, murdered 9 police officers, as well as a few civilians in the 1930s. In 1934, they were driving a stolen Ford V8 when a posse of 6 officers ambushed and killed them. According to the records, 130 rounds were fired at them in their car, but some say that things didn't end there. The Model 19 V8 was kept in its original condition and is now on display at a casino in Nevada. According to visitors who get near the car, they experience a strange, unnatural presence around it, and several people who took photographs noticed some strange shapes and figures in their photos.
I
Interesting.
love the Bonnie and Clyde story.
Dude, yeah. Me and my girlfriend dressed up as Bonnie and Clyde. Dead Bonnie and Clyde, actually.
They did.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Actually, the people who were probably in the photo.
Yeah,
that was probably you guys.
It was. Yeah, no, it definitely was.
Yeah. That was best Halloween costumes I've seen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, really crazy story.
It is a crazy story. It's just so intriguing to me, like how they did what they did.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. James Dean's cursed Porsche, or however you choose to say that word. James Dean suffered a tragic death in a traffic accident at the height of his fame in 1955. After his death, legends and strange stories surrounding his customized Porsche 550 Spider grew, and the car that the actor died in became one of the most famous haunted vehicles ever. The strange story began way back when Dean bought the car. Allegedly, actor Alec Guinness warned him that if he entered the car, he would die within 7 days. Sadly, Guinness's warning came true. After Dean's death, the car passed on to famous car customization specialist George Barris, who sold some of the car's original parts. And the drivers that installed them in their cars ended up getting into accidents that killed or seriously injured them. On one occasion, Barris stored the car in a garage, but the entire garage caught fire and mysteriously burned to the ground. However, the Porsche was completely intact. The car was once transported by a truck, and the driver mysteriously lost control, fell out of the truck, and got crushed by the Porsche. After that, the car was never seen again.
Well, damn.
Well, he drove that thing right off.
Yeah, geez. That is wow, I've never heard that story.
No, me neither.
That's crazy. That thing is like it could go fast. Very
Right.
1950s, but that looks like a fast car.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, last one here. So Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which is his assassination kicked off World War I.
I had to Google that. But I'm up to date.
Franz Ferdinand was in his Graf and Stift car when he was murdered on the street in 1914, and the infamous assassination is known for causing the outbreak of World War I. The legend says that after Ferdinand's death, the car became haunted. It is said that the car had 15 owners in the next 12 years, and it caused 13 violent deaths. The sinister car is located in a museum in Vienna, Austria. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy that after after he got assassinated, like
It just gets sold to other
it
people.
just gets sold. I don't understand why you would want to buy a car that a dude has been assassinated in.
Right.
Unless it's like a collector's item, maybe, I guess. But
Yeah.
then people are driving it, which I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
Driving it to the point where it causes a death.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just leisurely, like, driving it through town.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
obviously, you're going fast.
You're doing something, yeah.
Or, yeah, you're around people who are going fast.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Good stuff.
Yep.
We're at about our usual time. So,
We
I know we got some other things to do today. So
we do.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, the grind doesn't stop here.
The grind
at the
does
world we
not
live in.
stop. No, we are grinding mainly because the rent's too damn high.
Facts.
Facts.
That is just fact.
The-
It is honestly, I cannot even believe it.
I just don't know. Like, it's high right now, but it's supposed to go up.
I know.
And like, I just don't know what people are doing. Like, I really
know.
don't. Like, the people I know make good money, but like, to spend over $2,000 on rent, like, you might as well just buy a house.
Honestly.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what one of my friends did. Finally bought a house, like,
Yeah.
out by where we are.
That's that's what my girlfriend's sister's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I just wasn't going to continue paying. Like, and he makes pretty good, probably more than average
Yeah.
person in
Yeah.
Nashville, but still, like, he was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a waste.
Especially if you're making really good money, like at our age, like
Right.
you don't want to spend all that money right now. Like
no.
I would want to if I was making like a lot more than them right now. I wouldn't want to spend it on rent.
No.
Yeah.
Like, you're an anomaly to be making that much so young.
Exactly.
So, like,
exactly.
yeah, put that away.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just crazy, but yeah,
That's why we're grinding.
that's why we're grinding. Yeah. Yeah.
Got a jet after this.
Okay. Well, cool. Again, guys, this is a brand new setup for us. So if there are some technical difficulties, bear with us. And, but yeah, thank you all for listening. Erin?
Yep. Shout out to Sandman for the new
Yeah.
mics and stuff.
Exactly.
One of the best.
Yes. Same man's, yeah, he's a great dude. Love that guy. And, we are going to be at well, I'll say that later. It's a while off. We're going to a conference in Tennessee, but I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anyone listening will be going.
But if you are,
But if you are, well, stay tuned.
yeah.
Okay. Again, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time.